it comes.
Yep. Hey guys, how's it going? It's Gun Loving Texan here doing a review of my gorgeous Smith & Wesson 686 revolver and 357, the Distinguished Combat Magnum. First of all, this is unloaded. Second of all, this is my all-time favorite revolver. If I can only have one revolver, this is exactly what I would have, this exact configuration. I don't know what it is about it, but it's just gorgeous to me, and it's the way I'd want a revolver to be, and it's the way I think about it. Your classic kind of revolver. This was my first revolver, and it definitely won't be my last. But there's just something about the 686 that I'm just in love with. All right, let's get on to the review. The 686 started in 1980, and Smith & Wesson continues to make them today. It's one of their more popular line of revolvers. But these the newer ones retail for $830 MSRP, so you can get them in the 700s online in gun stores, and 600s probably if you look hard enough, and 600s in a private sale. But it all depends where you live, where you go. I mean, even city to city firearm values fluctuate greatly. This is a 6-shot revolver. They do make a 686 Plus, which holds 7 rounds instead of 6. And this is an older one, and it does not have a frame lock, and I'll get into that later in the video. Besides 4-inch, these are available in a 2.5, 3-inch, 6-inch, 8-inch, and they have a ported performance model. And throughout its whole history, there's just been countless variants of models of the 686. If you wanted to, you can make your own lengthy video on just the different styles and models they've had of the 686. And just like every other revolver, if its revolver is chambered in 357, it will fire 38 special. Let's get into the features of the 686. First of all, this is a L-frame revolver. For all who don't know, Smith & Wesson designates its different frames and styles for revolvers with letters. I don't know all of them. I'm not going to pretend like I do. But I know there's K frames, L frames, J frames. And like, for example, a J frame is when you see those concealed carry snub nose revolvers, the ones that don't have a hammer. The hammer is actually in the internal of the gun. It's just hidden out so it doesn't snag on anything. So you just have like this little hump back here. For example, that's a J frame. But this is an L frame. They're strong, they're durable, and they're made for continuous magnum usage. So round after round of hot 357 ammo, this thing isn't going to blow up on you. This thing's a beast, and it's built solid. It does have adjustable windage and elevation sights, just adjustable screwdriver. The sights are alright, nothing to write home about. The front sight post is fixed into the barrel of the revolver, and you just have a little plastic orange piece right there. Obviously, besides of the grip, it is made of complete stainless steel, and it has a satin stainless finish. And when I got the gun, it had Pachmayr grips. That's how they used to come. Now they come with a rubberized Smith & Wesson style grip, but this is a Hogue grip. I got it because it looks better, and it's an all-around better grip, and it helps with absorbing the recoil, and just really fits your hand just right. The specs of the gun, just to get this out of the way. Your length in total is 9.6 inches. Your height is 6 inches. Your width is 1.6. And the barrel length, like I said, is 4-inch. But your weight is just shy of 40 ounces. That's 2.5 pounds of solid steel in your hand. I mean, this thing is a monster, and it's pretty heavy. And so, but that is a good thing. It helps with recoil. And the trigger pull, mine's a little different because I got it used, and it's had a trigger job on it. But from the factory, you're looking around a 12-pound trigger for your double action, which is pretty standard for a lot of double actions out there. So you got that long, heavy trigger pull. And then for your single action, it's around 5 pounds, but mine's kind of closer to like 2.5 pounds. Because it's very light. So it's had a little trigger job to it. But the triggers, they're pretty crisp. You know, it's not very grindy or anything. They're pretty decent. Okay, let's get to the final part of the video. The pros, the cons, and my experiences with the 686. Not a whole lot of pros. Nothing that would stop you from buying the 686. Just kind of obvious things I need to state. For one, I would not recommend this for concealed carry for obvious reasons. It is heavy, it's bulky, it's cumbersome. You know, need I say more? But if you want it for a range toy, bedside gun, maybe a truck gun, you know, if you want it for hiking or a backup for hunting, I don't see why not, especially one that's a pre-lock. You won't have to worry about any issues. 357, you get some hot loads. It's going to put pretty much most things down. It's a good round to use. What else? Righties. This is pretty much made for righties. As you can see, everything you can use your thumb to, you know, open up the cylinder, use it to cock the hammer. So if you are lefty and you do decide to use it for, let's say, anything else besides range toy, if you do decide for personal use, probably recommend, I'm sure there's videos on YouTube and on the internet of ways to train for lefties with revolvers. You have to come over here with your left hand and unload it, things like that, because there are no lefty controls. Just something to keep in mind. And also, this applies for anything stainless or this kind of color, but these foul up a lot sooner, a lot quicker, you know, just because it's not black. And when you get something this sexy, you just want to kind of keep it clean, you know, you don't want to get it too dirty. But the cylinder part gets kind of hard to clean, as I haven't really cleaned it. But that's the hardest part to clean because the outside is all smooth and just polished. But on the inside, you get more machined, so it likes to stick to that, and it requires a lot more scrubbing. So make sure you get some powerful cleaner. It just requires a little bit more scrubbing. Also, ammo. Even ammo is, I mean, it's not outrageously expensive, but, you know, 357 ammo, it's $20-something a box. I want to say kind of like high 20s. High to mid 20s, and even 38 special is kind of in the lowest I've seen, I think, is $18 a box, but it's not typically in the 20s as well. Just something to keep in mind if you want to be shooting this a lot. Ammo is a little bit pricey compared to other things like, like 9mm and your more common handgun calibers. The ammo for this is just a little bit more pricey, not too much. But the pros, I mean, it's the bad motherfucker. It's not going to fail on you. It soaks up the recoil really nice. And it's just an all-around good-looking gun, fun shooter. You know, a great addition to your collection. But with my experiences, like I said, this will put a smile on your face. This is one of my all-time favorite guns, handguns to shoot. It's just so fun. Shooting 357, 38 special. It's loud, it breathes fire sometimes. But for me, I like shooting, you know, pretty big calibers. Nothing outrageous. But for me, it does soak up the recoil really well. It is, you know, it's heavy, it's bulky, it's cumbersome, but because of that, it soaks up the recoil really well with 357. So, you know, I don't mind shooting a whole bunch of this at a range. It's not going to hurt my hand. But what's funny is when you shoot 38 special, this gun does not move. It's like shooting a 380 or something. It's just a little pop, pop. It's not much. A fun thing to do is whoever you bring with you at the range, a friend or whatever, is, you know, you shoot it first with 357 Magnum. You see how awesome it is. And you unload it. And they don't know, but you unload it and you put in 38 special and you give it to them. They get all anticipated and ready for that big bang, and all of a sudden it's just like pop, a little pop, and the reactions on their face are priceless. It's pretty funny. Another thing you can do is alternate shots. What I've done is, I put 357, 38, 357, 38, and just alternate it just for a little fun. You gotta have fun at the range too sometimes. So it's like, it's like boom, pop, boom, pop. It's pretty fun. And those are the exact sounds this gun makes when you do shoot it. It goes boom, pop. But I mean, other than that, this is classic Smith & Wesson Perfection. This is a great firearm, great addition to your collection. It's an awesome range toy. I highly recommend one of these if you're looking for a 357 revolver. If you guys have any questions, comments, or anything, please let me know, and thank you for watching.